Hello, welcome to Board Game Bonkers. I'm Jay Sears, and today we're going to take a look at the top 6 fun board games. Well, before we get started, please do consider subscribing to the channel. And did you know that 98% of our viewers are actually subscribed? So it's free, doesn't cost you anything, just hit that subscribe button. And please do consider giving the videos a like, as well as leave a comment down below and let us know what your fun board games are, what your go-to games. It might be different when you're perhaps playing with just a few friends, your partner, perhaps with family, or perhaps a big group of people. Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. And it really does help all these thumbs up, as well as comments, recognize that the video is popular and recognizes and recommends to other viewers as well. Now, with that out of the way, let's get to the list and check out our number 6. And our number 6 is Codenames. So what do you do in Codenames? Well, Codenames is a game where you've got two different teams. And with those two teams competing against each other, we'll be trying to make contact with your agents that are essentially cards that are laid out. So you'll be laying these 25 cards out in a grid system, and each card bears a single word. Now, there'll be a spy master in each team to look at a card showing the identity of each card. So basically, it's this little card you have. It tells you which ones you've got to try and get your teammates to guess. And then you'll be taking turns giving clues to your teammates. Well, a clue is quite smart in how it does it, because it's a single word and the numbers. So for example, you might say toast, free. So then your teammates are trying to guess 3 different cards that are laid out associated with toast. If you get the spy, which is a card you don't want to get, then unfortunately you will have lost that round. So it's quite a smart cooperative game with your teams, or get one team against another team. Really super fun. I think this is great, and every time I've brought this out to non-gamers, I've really enjoyed it. And this is the game they've all bought and played with their family, so I highly recommend it. So let's move in to our number 5, and this is Burgle Bros. I was going to say burglar, but it's Burgle Bros. Now, apologies, you can't understand my accent there, but I'm sure you get the gist of this game. So this is a cooperative game where you'll all be working together and trying to pull off the ultimate heist. So what do you do? So what you'll be doing, your crew members, and you'll be breaking into a building, and this building is represented by tiles, and then you'll be moving around, and then you're trying to crack each floor safe, and that's your objective, and you're trying to escape without getting caught by the guards, which are represented by tokens on the board. Now, what you'll be doing is going through different floors, you'll be solving these puzzles, and then you'll be using these stealth tokens and trying to work together, try and stop yourselves getting captured by the guards. It's a really fun game, and I really enjoy this. And it's super fun. Every time we've played this with a group, they've really enjoyed that. They love the theme. It's quite fairly straightforward in how it plays, and trying to get to the safes without getting caught. Super fun and very simple and straightforward, but really enjoyable at the same time, and I highly recommend checking it out. Now, our next game, number 4. This is an area control game, but this is one of the old school ones, which I think does it really well, simplifies it, but it's a fun area control game. This is SmallWorld, and this game I've played over 50 times. I really do adore it. So it might be a bit of bias here, but I think this is fun. Every time I've played this with people, they've really enjoyed it. Now, I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but this is all about your races and your race banners. So what you'll be doing is you'll be selecting one of the races, and then with a race banners. At the start of the game, they're mixed up. The race banners be connected to the races that are there. You'll be choosing one, and once you've got that, you'll be putting those troops onto the board, starting from the edges, and you're trying to conquer this small world into regions. Now, each race has a different ability, so you're trying to optimize that by obviously utilizing the ability they've got. Might be most points, extra points, for example, if you have got farmland and you've got these different cool races, and you can, good clever thing is you can change them halfway through if you wanted, or at any time in the game, and you'll be putting them into decline, which means you'll be flipping them all over. Some may still give you points if you occupy certain regions, and some might not, depending on the race and race banner ability. And then you'll be able to select another race to come on to the board. That's really clever. I really like the simplicity of it, because combat is simple. It's just having 2 more tokens as your opponent. So really simple and straightforward in how that battle system works. Really fun game, simple, streamlined. It's a classic, and you can play online as well. I highly recommend checking this area control game out. Let's move into our number 3. And this is a really fun game. This almost has a kind of party feel to it, but it's about murder and trying to find out who is the murderer. Well, this is Deception Murder in Hong Kong, and this is one of the best of these types of games, and the production quality is really good. So what do? Well, in this game, what you're doing, each player will take on different roles of these investigators, and what you've been doing is working to solve this mystery. But one of you is secretly the murderer. Aha. Now, these roles include you've got the forensic scientist, you've got the investigator, you've got the murderer, obviously you want to try and capture, and then you've got the accomplice and the witness. Now, they're all randomly assigned. It's not a game, so you don't know who's who. Now, the clever thing is the forensic scientist knows the solution, and they provide clues through these scene tiles. And you'll be marking off the scene tiles and showing people. Now, the investigators, that includes the murderer, will try and interpret these clues. So what will happen is the investigators will try and identify the key evidence and the means of murder, try and catch who the killer is. But obviously the murderer and their accomplice work to mislead them. Really clever and really fun. And you're trying to obviously find out who they are. Really clever. I really like this. This is super fun. It almost has a party feel to it to some extent, but this is great. And I know it's not for children given the theme, but super fun. Definitely check it out. Now let's move in to my number 2, and this is a little bit of a cheat because it's not just one game. This is escape room games, and there are lots of different types of escape room games. But my picks are Escape Room, Exit is one of the most popular, and Unlock. Now, Exit I'm not a fan of, and the reason why, I just find it a little bit too puzzly for my liking, and I personally feel the others are better, and that's just my preference. But Escape Room is a really good type of game that I would highly recommend checking out. And the Unlock system is really good and simple. And at the moment, we've been playing through Escape Tales, which again is a really clever system. They're all fairly based in similar systems, but this is more story driven. I really like that, and I prefer that immersive theme that's driven into these escape room games, whereas Exit is more about the puzzles rather than the story. But escape room games are a great way of getting people together and then having a bit of fun, and you can do this in pairs, you can do this in groups. I really like it, and I think this is super fun and a great way to have a fun evening together. So let's move in now to my number 1. My favourite, perhaps most fun game. Every time I played this with large groups, it works much better with large groups. Super fun. Everyone has had a great laugh, and this is Telestrations. So Telestrations is a simple party game where each player, what they'll be doing is they'll pick a card and they'll choose a word, or you can roll a die to determine the word that you're choosing the card, and you'll be writing on the pad, and then the next person will draw a sketch relating to what the other person's drew in the pad. So for example, and I'm going to make this up, it might be something to do with skating. So that's the word. Then the next player will have that pad and they'll try and draw something associated with skating. And then they will then pass the pad on to the next person. They can only see the drawing. They can't see what the word is. So therefore they got to say a word, write it down to what the picture is telling them. Really fun, really simple, because by the time it gets round to the last player, you then go all the way through the pad and look at all the crazy drawings and the words associated with those drawings. Super fun. I think this is a laugh, and this works great with big groups. I highly recommend this. A party game that definitely was one of the most fun I've ever played. And I've played a few, like Soul Clover, for example, which has a less of a fun factor, I think, than Telestrations, or Just One, which is a great party game, but I think Telestrations just steals it for me. It's super fun and simple. And this is a quick game, 15-20 minutes, that's you done. I think this is brilliant, regardless of the occasion. So that brings us to the end. I hope you've enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments down below, what are your fun games? What were the ones that you pick out, depending on the occasion? Now, please do consider subscribing to the channel if you've enjoyed this video for more top 6 and top 10 content coming out. We bring out a video every Saturday, so you can guarantee a video is out, and we don't bombard you with lots of notifications and different videos. We try and keep it consistent every weekend. So please do consider subscribing. So thank you so much for those who have, and I hope you've enjoyed this. Please do give a video a like if you've enjoyed it. And until next time, my name's Jay Sears. Take care.
This is Bonkers.